Hey, Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome to Philadelphia Eagles Now here. Weekend mailbag time. We have a lot of really great questions as we get ready for the Cowboy game coming up here Saturday night, and then, of course, the playoffs next week. It could be a week away, really, from the Eagles playoffs. We'll know the official playoff schedule. I don't know, it would be Sunday, Monday, whatever it is. Either way, let's jump in. You guys subscribe our mailbag questions here. Hurts Season, good name, asks, hashtag Eagles. Hey, Thomas, a lot of media people have been saying they prefer to play the Bucs in the first round because they haven't been playing like themselves recently. My question is, do you think we can sneak past the first round regardless of who we play? I think we can surprise the league. Listen, I'm all for this. Listen, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer on all the excited Eagle fans right now because I read a lot of mailbag questions and a lot of people are excited. But let me just say this: one game at a time, everybody. Like one game at a time. Okay, talking about the Bucs are banged up. Oh no, the Rams are susceptible to the run. Cowboys are struggling with Dak. Kyler's been struggling. Like, listen, these are all really good football teams. There's zero guarantee Philadelphia is just going to waltz past them. Now, I think they can. I don't know if I would straight up pick Philadelphia against the Bucs right now because it is Tom Brady, but they can be competitive in that one. And if they win, anything's possible. Once you get hot, you tend to stay hot in the postseason. We saw that during the 2017 run. I'm as confident as anybody in Philadelphia right now, but at the same time, I have seen the Eagle defense against good quarterbacks, and so far they haven't really beaten one. Like, name a good quarterback Philadelphia has actually beaten so far this year, right? I mean, think about it. They've beaten a lot of bad quarterbacks. Their defense plays well against bad teams, but against the good teams, they get picked apart. And that's my fear going into the postseason. I'm not being a Debbie Downer right now. I think Philadelphia's look at the NFC Playoff Picture can definitely win a game. They might be able to win 2 games. I mean, they might win 3 games. I don't know. But I just want everyone to have a healthy expectation going into the postseason that, yes, we are a legit football team. Yes, we can win these games. But, yes, we are playing better football teams mathematically and on paper, and we need to respect them and be smart about our expectations, I think, is the right thing to do here. At least what I'm going to do for the next week on the channel. What's your confidence level in an Eagles playoff run? As in, like, winning a game and going on a run in the postseason. Scale of 1 to 10 down below. I'm at probably 6 or a 7 because I think that they can be competitive in their first game. Who knows what happens round 2 if you got to go to Green Bay or wherever else you go. Give me your thoughts down below right now in the comments section. Matt Forbes says, thoughts on our linebacking course future. TJ Edwards has stepped up this year leading the defense, and Alex Singleton is leading the team in tackles once again, but I feel as though our linebackers are overlooked. Love to hear your opinion on the topic, hashtag Eagles. They are overlooked, right? They are, I think they were overrated to start the season, then they become underrated, right? Because we started to realize what they actually were, and that is decent starters, but by no means, any sort of, stars there in the linebacking core. I love TJ Edwards. I think he for sure needs to be a starter going forward. The Eagles gave him a contract extension this offseason. Singleton, I think, is fine. I don't think Singleton is the future at linebacker, and I like Alex Singleton. I don't want him to leave. I don't think he will, but I do think you need to go ahead and add a linebacker to this group. Now, keeping in mind that Davion Taylor, who's done for the year with an injury, we'll talk about that a little bit later on, is expected to be a starter next year. So you have pieces there, but it would not deter me from going to the draft and looking at the top 4 linebackers in the draft and taking one of them. Like Devin Lloyd from Utah will be a top 25 pick. He's not going to be a top 10. Right? He'll be somewhere between 15 and 25. Why not spend one of your 3 first-round draft picks on the best linebacker in the draft, an instant starter, an instant impactor, and an actual future star at linebacker? I mean, imagine having not just a serviceable linebacker, not just a good tackler, a star at linebacker, somebody that opposing teams are actually afraid of and scared to game plan against every single week. Same for Nakobe Dean out of Georgia. Love him. You'll see him on Monday night in the National Championship game. I think he would look great in Eagle Green. There are also some options in round 2. Christian Harris, the linebacker from Alabama, probably goes late first, early second. And Brandon Smith out of Penn State is a bevy of second-round linebackers that you could take. All of these guys have actual potential to be really great at linebacker. Philadelphia refuses to draft linebackers in the first round. That's a Howie Roseman staple. I think they changed that this year. I think you draft somebody regardless of your thoughts on Edwards, Singleton, or even Davion Taylor. Pin comment down below. What do you guys think? Will the Eagles finally draft a linebacker in round 1? Like, finally, will they? Type 1 down below for yes, type 2 down, or sorry, Y down below for yes, type N down below for no. Brett Long asked the question, I think the Eagles should play their starters on Saturday if they get enough back from the COVID protocol. If they get enough back, how long should they play? I'm thinking about a quarter and a half of the game. Yeah, okay, so first off, they have gotten everybody back. All 12 are back off the COVID list, so they're technically eligible to play. The only player officially out in this one is Miles Sanders, with Dickerson and Lane Johnson being game time decisions. I mean, sure, maybe you do treat this like a preseason game. I just don't know what the point is, right? Are we really that worried that the Eagles are going to be rusty if they rest their starters a week? Like, it's just a bye week. It's not like you're resting them for a month. It's just a bye week, and momentum can still be there going into the wild card round. Sure, if you want to play some of the starters, like, Hurts gets, I mean, first off, I don't think Hurts should play because of the ankle. I think you should rest him up. But if you want to play, Devonta Smith, you want to play TJ Edwards, you want to play Josh Sweat in there for a quarter, that's totally fine. But I just don't see the bright side of risking a potential injury and, forcing players who've been out this week to run out there and play a game that's meaningless. I just don't see the idea of playing in a meaningless football game. Again, we don't know what they're going to do as of filming this. Now, you might watch this later on, and they will officially set on Twitter. You should follow me on Twitter at @RealThomasMott. But as of right now, we still don't know, and I think that does bode well for at least some, maybe the majority of the starters resting on Saturday. Like, why does Kelsey play? There's no reason to play Jason Kelsey. Jordan Mailata shouldn't play. And Lane Johnson definitely shouldn't play. I think you should go back up, roll them all in there, and just see what Gardner Minshew can do at quarterback. That's what I would do. Quick shout out to our sponsor for today's video and friends at BetUS. Chatsports.com/EaglesBet is the link you should go to if you just want to jump in on the sports betting landscape just in time for a bevy of sports to start. I mean, golf is starting, tennis is starting here very soon. Fun stuff to bet on, not just the National Football League. Use the promo code Eagles125, get a 125% deposit bonus whenever you first sign up. Your odds for the Eagle game right now, Philadelphia 4.5-point underdogs. And so if you think that the starters are going to play, maybe you bet Philadelphia plus 4.5. Over-under currently sits at 43.5 right now. I think it's be a low-scoring game. And I don't know if Dallas is going to play all their starters the entire game either, because they know that they're not playing for much because the expectation is they'll be a 3 or a 4 seed. So, I don't know. We'll see. The great Gandalf the White, great name there, big Lord of the Rings fan, says, #Eagles, will we ever see Brandon Brooks again in an Eagles uniform? Also, Davion Taylor going to make it back for the playoff run. Start with Brooks here. You will see him back in an Eagles uniform because he signed, he has an extension, he has a contract in Philadelphia for next year. But I don't know about this year. Like, there was a report a couple of weeks ago saying that he was going to play in the Washington game. That didn't happen. He's not going to play in the Dallas game. Maybe there's a chance that he goes ahead and plays in the wild card game, but he's got to be 100%. Like, there's no point in rushing him back because Nate Urbig's done a really good job. Like, I'd rather rest him for maybe round 2, round 3 if you go on a run, or just the 2022 season, than force him back in there if he's not 100%. If he's 100%, get him in there. If not, I think Urbig's done just fine there at right guard. Davion Taylor is a different story. He is done for the year. That's official. That was reported last week. I forget when it was. We kind of glossed over it, but the young linebacker is done for the year after that knee sprain against the Saints. He will not play the remainder of this season, but like I said earlier, is expected to be an impact linebacker in the 2022 NFL season. Now, if Brooks comes back, or if there are any trades, or if there's any new injury updates or offseason stuff, like we covered all here in the channel. So go down below and subscribe. As you might have heard from a previous video, the way to be a part of a mailbag video is to be a subscriber. So if you want to get your question asked and answered, and you didn't get it asked and answered in this one, make sure you're subscribed by hitting that red button down below. Let's do 2 more here. Nico the Center says, what's up, Thomas? Would you want to grab Antonio Brown in the offseason? I'm sure he'd be really cheap. Or do we find Devonta Smith help through the draft or maybe free agency? No, I would not sign Antonio Brown next offseason. The guy's got a lot of problems. And whether you believe it, his side of the story, the Bucs side of the story, where there's smoke, there's fire. Let's just say that. I did see a tweet yesterday mentioning the Eagles should sign Antonio Brown for like a week, and that way he gives you intel on the Bucs. You played them in the first round. I wouldn't hate that. I just don't need him to disrupt the locker room this offseason. In terms of draft free agency, we talked about that at wide receiver. I'm fine with both, but why not Calvin Ridley? Why not spend a second-round draft pick on an established starter who could really ball out opposite of Devonta Smith? I mean, that's 2 ones in the field instead of a 1 and then a 2. So, I mean, Ridley to me makes a lot of sense, and we talked about that in the video the other day, so go back and check that one out. Last one here says, Jaden Reyes says, if we win our first playoff game, what do you think our odds are to go to the NFC Championship game? Again, 1 game at a time, right? If you win this game, you have to go to probably Green Bay, which is a susceptible defense, but it's Aaron Rodgers. And like I said earlier, these top quarterbacks have picked apart our secondary all year long, our defense all year long, and so 1 game at a time. But I love the enthusiasm. I'm excited for playoff football. You guys are too. Drop a like down below if you guys are ready for playoff football, as I am. Let's get 200 likes on this video, right? Come on, let's 200 likes down below right now if you appreciate what I'm doing, appreciate the Eagles, ready for a playoff run, give this video a thumbs up. All right, ultimate day on our Eagles mailbag video here this weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your weekend. Go Birds, win or lose, what happens Saturday night, and then we'll come back on either Sunday morning or Monday and talk about who you're going to play in the playoffs. I mean, we're going to have to talk all about that coming up here the next couple of days. Be sure to be a subscriber down below. #Eagles for more mailbag questions, and we'll tell me up for today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thomas Mott signing off. Talk to you in the next video.